This video is brought to you by Squarespace. How many books on my TBR we can get through? It's like a mishmash of different genres. Say less. We have the physical TBR here, but what a great way to spend my day. I'm so happy. I love it. Let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Do you know what time it is? It's time for another 24-hour readathon. I am very excited for this one. I'm honestly not feeling well at all at the moment, and my plan was to be horizontal on the couch reading, so I thought perfect time to do the 24-hour readathon because I'm not leaving the house and I'm just gonna read. So may as well read together and get through some of my physical TBR. We have the physical TBR here, but before we jump into that, I want to tell you about something first. As mentioned at the very start of this video is sponsored by Squarespace, and if you haven't seen me work with Squarespace before, if you've never heard of them, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to help you build your brand and grow your business online. With Squarespace, you can create a beautiful website to help your business stand out, engage with your audience, but also sell anything you want, whether it's a physical product or a digital product like content or clothing. Any business or brand you're looking to grow online, Squarespace is what you need. They have so many different tools and features that I personally love, like the Squarespace Blueprint AI and SEO tools, which helps you create a completely personalized website with their new guided design system, Squarespace Blueprint. You can choose from professionally curated layout and styling options to help you build your website from the ground up, and also tailor it specifically to your own specific brand and business. And it's super easy to launch your website and help get it discovered fast with integrated and optimized SEO tools, which essentially just means that you can create a really beautiful professional looking website and help get it discovered online through the help of Squarespace Blueprint. There's also flexible payment options, so customers can choose the best way for them to pay with options like credit cards, Apple Pay, PayPal, and then also buy now, pay later options like Afterpay and ClearPay. And you can also turn your website into an online store. You can sell your products or services online. And like I said, whether you're selling something physical like clothing, bookish merch, book accessories, or if you're selling something digital, you're doing custom services, you want to find a website where you can host your own custom book club, or you want to create a portfolio for yourself as a creator, which is what I use mine for. Squarespace has all the tools you need to get started. So check out squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, head over to squarespace.com/EmmyRosem to save 10% off your first purchase with a website or a domain. And a massive thank you again to Squarespace for continuing to work with me. All right, let's jump back to the TBR. Okay, so what is on the TBR for the reading vlog today? I've kind of picked up a few books, but it can change honestly depending on mood reading. We have Nightshade by Autumn Woods. I'm not sure if I will get around to this. This is one that I have put on my like TikTok TBR, and I do really want to read, but we'll see how we're doing for time. We have the Jad Air because it's about time that we read this, honestly. Most of these I picked from my TBR jar video, so if you haven't seen that, then definitely go and watch that. But we're also picking up the Bridge Kingdom and the Traitor Queen because Laura says that I should be able to read them both back to back because they are quite short apparently. And then of course we also have the Mortal Instruments book 2 and also book number 3 that I can read. But I think I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because typically I'll get through maybe like 5-ish books, and I still need to finish The Night Prince. That's my current read and I need to finish it, and I'm loving this. If you saw my like reading indie books vlog, we read The Wolf King, which was book 1, and I immediately started The Night Prince after, and I'm obsessed with this, guys, like actually obsessed. I definitely think book 2 is better than book 1. I love it. So that's our TBR for the month. I'm ready to start reading. We're currently going through like a heat wave at the moment, and this is the coolest room in the house, at least until the afternoon. That's why it's like darker, and I will be hibernating in here because it is too warm for me to sit in any other room. So the couch it is. I've got my iPad here to set the timer. Let's begin. I have just under like 190 pages of this left to read, and then we will be finished. I'm not ready to finish because I just want to read more. I wish there were more books out at the moment, but this is just the first 2, and I'm afraid of how it's going to end, but excited. I know what it is, just say it. Absolutely. Less than 100 pages to go. Book 1 completed. We've read like 200 pages of this book, so not an entire book. Feels a little bit like cheating anytime I start a reading vlog finishing off a book, but then it also motivates me because I'm like, yeah, we can get through these books. We're gonna have a great time. Like, time's gonna fly by. Time did fly by. I think this is a 5-star read. I don't want to question it. I've gotten to the point where I'm like over analyzing if a book is a 5-star read or not, and I'm afraid to give a book a 5-star read. I don't know why, but this is... Sorry, there was a bug. This was excellent. I just had so much fun with it. It's one of my favorite tropes, one of my favorite types of storylines, one of my favorite types of indie fantasy romances. I'm having so much fun with it. Like, so much fun. I want the next book. I want to continue reading this series. I love it. 5 stars. I had so many thoughts and theories and I was correct, but it wasn't in like a, oh, I saw this coming a mile away and it's a cliche kind of way. It was like a, I saw what was coming, and yeah, it was good. The execution and where we're going with the plot, I'm so intrigued. Like, I'm here for it. Cooper is sleeping right there in the corner next to me. She's tired, girl. The day has just started. We're gonna be here all day. But for book 2, I kind of want to read Nightshade next. I also forgot I have some DC Stars books still to read and they're on Kindle Unlimited, but they're not on my TBR, so I should prioritize my TBR. That should be the priority. I don't know what to read. I don't know. I have decision paralysis right now. I really do want to read Nightshade, but I might save that. So I might read The Bridge Kingdom and Traitor Queen first, and then if I read those 2, I can reward myself with Nightshade. I was told, like, usually sometimes I'll just pick books randomly and read the biggest ones first and then they kind of drag, but I was told to start with the smallest ones first and work my way up. So that would be The Bridge Kingdom and The Traitor Queen, and then it's 2 books that I'm reading, but in my head they're one story because it's like a duology, sets of duologies in the series. How many pages? Yeah, under 350 pages. We're gonna do that. We're gonna start The Bridge Kingdom, and all I know is the blurb of the book, but I've seen some people read this and go, it's okay, and I've also seen some people read this and go, this is like a favorite. So I don't know where I'll sit. I've only read Danielle L. Jensen's newest series. I haven't read book 2 yet. That's only just recently been released, but I've read book 1. But I really do love the covers, like the new covers of the book that have come out. And this is such an OG book talk book, or at least when I first got into reading, everyone was recommending it. I just never picked it up, but we're gonna do it now. Oh, but this was so good. And OMG, I've just found out that book 3 will be the last book in the series. It's gonna be a trilogy. That's so fun. That is so fun. All I know is she's about to marry her enemy for her kingdom to try and uncover a way to win this war or something. So we're gonna watch the enemies become lovers. My favorite. And so the timer has resumed. So this book starts with a bang. Really was not expecting the first chapter. Very interesting. I am very, very interested. Also, how floppy is this book, guys? UK paperbacks are never this floppy. I've just gotten to chapter 5. We're gonna switch point of views. So we've got a dual point of view story, which who doesn't love a dual point of view story? Very excited to continue reading. We're just under halfway through. I find myself wanting to pick up my phone or my mind wandering, want to scroll on social media, and I am really enjoying the story. It's just not fully capturing my attention. Like, I'm not super invested, and I don't know what it is or why. I'm just not. So whenever I get a read that I'm not like super invested or interested in, or that's really fast paced, you know, has me continuing to want to read, it does make the time drag a little bit. I think usually I try to pick books that I think I'll love or are fast paced, but I still really enjoy the story, so I'm not gonna DNF or anything. But I am finding myself just being a little bit, I don't know, I'm just finding myself not fully invested in the story yet, and I'm hoping that I will do soon because of where it's going and how far we're in. I'm definitely gonna want to pick up book 2 afterwards, and I will. I want a bit more. I want to up the ante, you know, but we're just gonna continue reading. So I've just found out that the audiobook is free to listen to on Audible, which I didn't know. Like, I think the whole series. So I'm actually gonna switch over to the audiobook. We have like around 100 pages left to read, but I'm gonna put some laundry on, change the bedding, make myself a sandwich. So gonna have a little break, but while still continuing to finish up the story. So switching over to the audio now. I know what's gonna happen. Oh, it's not good. I finished. I'm thinking maybe like a 3-star read for this. I enjoyed it. I wasn't obsessed with it or like in love with the story so far, but I do want to continue reading and see what happens. So we will be picking up book 2 immediately. I think I'm gonna take Cooper out for a walk though, so I'm gonna start book 2 in audio for a little bit and listen to that. Also, the audiobooks for these are very, very short, so that's pretty good. But anyways, starting book number 3, which is book number 2 in the Bridge Kingdom, The Traitor Queen. We're not too far into the book so far, and I already know I'm going to prefer this to book 1. I'm already enjoying it a lot more and what is happening. I'm kind of hooked now, I'm sucked in, so I think I'm gonna do some self-care. I might do a face mask and have a shower. My mom's just dropped off some soup for me, so I might continue with the audiobook, do some self-care, make myself feel a bit better, and then come and sit down and finish the rest of this book because I'm really getting into this story now, so that's very fun. But the first book was really interesting. There was just a lot of battle scenes of war, or just like the same scenes happening again and again. I thought it was quite repetitive, and I wanted a bit more of the politics, because for like a fantasy romance there wasn't as much romance. There is romance, but there's lots of like tension, and I don't mind not having scenes of the romance or them hanging out more and their relationship developing. But I did find the plot a bit repetitive with the action and what was going on here. I think we could have explored the politics a little bit more or changed it up a bit, because I was just like, okay, I've already read this scene like 3 times now. So while I was interested, because it wasn't the most interesting storyline, I just found myself zoning out. But now the stakes are higher and we know the characters better, so a little bit more invested, and there have been plot points already that I didn't see coming or didn't think that we'd circle back to. It's really tying in from even like the first page of book 1 to now, that I think it's making it a far more entertaining and or even maybe engaging storyline. So yeah, I can definitely see why like people love this series. I can also see why people like aren't completely obsessed with it being like their favorite fantasy read ever. And I definitely think it's a good series to pick up if you like fantasy romance. I definitely understand why it was a big book talk fave, or you know, everyone's pretty much read this. I love the new covers, and I love the fact that there's sets of duologies in a series. We don't get enough of duologies in fantasy worlds, and the fact that there's a whole series of different characters' storylines is so interesting to me, and it makes me want to go and pick up the series even more because I know I can read them in sets of 2. So anyways, that's a little reading update from me. It is very hot in here, so I'm gonna have a cold shower, self-care, swap over some laundry. It really is just like a relaxing, chill weekend for me, doing my favorite things, which is staying at home and reading. There is nothing better than an entire everything shower. I have moisturized my body. I am feeling alive. I am having soup that my mum dropped off. We have at least 4 more hours of reading to do today, which is great. Right on track. The audiobook is really, really good. It was kind of giving me at some point like some scenes in this story Lady of Darkness vibes, and I can't really say exactly why or what it was because it's kind of a spoiler for both series. But I'm definitely enjoying book 2 way more than book 1. It's way more engaging for me. I'm way more invested, and I'm also liking the plot developments and storyline, and I can definitely see now as well how it's setting up for the next books in the series when meeting other characters. It's good. I'm having fun. What a great way to spend my day. I'm so happy. So I'm gonna just read, eat some soup, get close to finishing this book, and then we're gonna pick up our 4th book of the day, but like start our 3rd, because we obviously finished half of a book this morning. So technically 1, 2, 2.5, 3.5, 2, I don't know. Thinking about that hurts my brain at the minute. Finished. Done. So we finished this book. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it more than book one. I think I'm just gonna go with 3.5 stars because I do like this. I do like the books. I do like the series. I just don't know why I'm just not like a favorite. It's not consuming me. I'm not, there's like a party going on outside or something. I had a fun time, did enjoy it, would recommend it, liked it, thought it was good. Like I always say, half of 5 is 2.5. If I read a good book, it's at least a 2.5 star. 3 for me is good. 3 stars, what to read next. So these are the books that we've read so far, and these are the ones that we have next. So maybe I'll read the first page of a few of them and see which one I want to read first. So we have a second Mortal Instruments book. I think I want to read book 1 and 2 back to back, so I might save that. He's, her, enemy, she's, his, everything. Say less. I don't even know what this one is about. I kind of just know. Ooh. Oh, I think I want to read this. I think I want to break from like a fantasy, which this would be. We could read this one tomorrow. Yeah, that was like 500 pages. I think we're gonna read this one, Nightshade. He'd burned down the world for her, but she plans to burn his to the ground. Ophelia Winters wants revenge. Isolated in the Scottish Highlands, Sorrow Song University only welcomes students from the most powerful families. Ophelia doesn't belong, but a rare scholarship grants her the perfect opportunity to investigate the accidental death of her parents near the castle grounds. Ooh, murder mystery. Things get off to a rocky start when she runs afoul of the mysterious Alex Corbo Green, son of her prime suspect. As far as she's concerned, he's just a younger version of his billionaire father, a monster hiding beneath a beautiful facade. When an unknown tormentor begins to stalk Ophelia, she realizes she may not be able to survive Sorrow Song on her own. Alex becomes her unexpected ally and her alibi for murder, but as she starts falling for the soft heart that hides beneath his hard exterior, her hunger for revenge wavers for the first time. Can she really bring herself to destroy everything he's ever known? Okay, yep. We're gonna read this. So the next book we're picking up is Nightshade. This is very, very intriguing. I have a signed copy of the book. I got it from Book Lovers bookstore in Edinburgh. I think that I'm going to hop into bed now that I have freshly washed bedding, and we're gonna enjoy reading this. I won't read the entire thing tonight. We still have another 2.5 hours of reading to do, so I'll probably get maybe like halfway through the book before we sleep, and then can see how we're feeling and what's going on. But Mr. Murdery Revenge, welcome to Sorrow Song University. Very, very excited for this one. Let's start the next book. So around 60 pages in so far, and it's very intriguing. It's dark academia, dark romance at the moment. It's super interesting. Not read anything like it, and I'm really enjoying the writing. I don't know where we're going with it. Like, obviously I know that the blurb on the back, the general direction of the plot and the story that we're going for, but I haven't fully figured it out yet in my head. Does that make sense? Like, I can't predict what's gonna happen yet, and I'm still just getting used to the introductions of the story, just letting the story be told to me to see what the vibe is. But we do have dual point of view. That's fun. I didn't know that we would get that. I'm really excited to see how it goes. I've not read a dark romance like this, but most dark romances I have read are basically just Rena Kent. And Rena Kent is, well, Rena Kent's done university settings like this, but this writing is more, it's beautiful because it's like kind of gothic, a bit atmospheric because of the setting. It's very haunting, but then it's like a modern day in an old Scottish university with a bunch of entitled rich kids. So the way that we have got like supermodels and mafia heirs and all of, you know, these rich kids with family high up in politics and royalty, it's reminiscent of like a typical Rena Kent modern day dark romance, but it's, I mean, the romance part of it isn't dark yet. I just know that this is gonna be dark vibes because we have a stalker. So mafia, some weird rich kids, a stalker, a gothic setting, some beautiful writing. It's like a mishmash of different genres and books right now. I can't even compare it to anything. But I think if you like dark academia, gothic, romantasy, and dark romance, it's kind of like putting them all together. It's not fantasy. It's a romance. It's not fantasy, but it's that gothic, dark academia vibe that you get from reading that type of story. Anyways, I'm rambling and I just want to continue reading, but 6 chapters in, this book is bamboozling me. And I've seen people rate this very highly. I've heard nothing but great things about this, so I cannot wait to see how the story unfolds and where we're going with it. I love the banter. I love their banter. It's a very specific type of sense of humor. I think it's quite dry, but I love when I read characters in a book and I'm like, oh, I wish I was funny like that, because I like to think I'm funny, but then I read characters having funny banter and I'm like, oh, I wish I was that funny. But it's not like haha funny. Do you know what I mean? I just sound like I'm talking nonsense at this point. We're over 100 pages in. I'm intrigued. I'm so intrigued. There's a lot of mystery, a lot of questions. We're making some progress and some steps, but I love their banter. I'm probably going to read another 100 pages and then call it a night, because I'm already starting to feel sleepy now. It always happens when I hop into my bed, but nothing beats hopping into bed after an everything shower when you have fresh bed sheets put on and it's now nice and cool. The temperature's cooled down. Cooper is just sat on the bed. She likes to sit at the end of the bed. We're just chilling here together while I'm reading. Good morning, everyone. It is day 2 of the readathon. It's Sunday. We have 11.5 hours of reading to do today, and this is how much I have left of the book. Could I have stayed up to read the last like 100 pages of this? Yes, but I was like falling asleep. It got to the point where I kept being like, I'll just read one more chapter and I'll put it down, and then I read 7 chapters and then I was like, oh my gosh, look at the time. We're past the 12 hours. I need to go to sleep. We did hit a point with the pacing in this where it was just lots of things happening and build up to things, so I'm interested to see what we're going to be doing in the last 100 pages, and that's exactly what we're going to be reading today. I'm going to go sit in the lounge room again now because it's warm. It's not as warm as it was yesterday, thank goodness, but it's nice and cool in there, so we're going to get comfy. We're going to finish off this book. I'm currently in a mood where I kind of just want to sit and play Animal Crossing though. I just watched some Animal Crossing videos. I just want to have a Sunday cozy time. It's just when you have too many cozy hobbies at once, because you can't read and play Animal Crossing at the same time. Well, you could with an audiobook. I might have to try that at some point. But I'm like, Sundays are my cozy hobby day where I just want to do everything and rot on the couch. So we're gonna read and rot on the couch. I made a giant coffee again today. Just these coffees in a takeaway cup, or reusable cup, that's the word. I don't know, the reusable cups are just huge and I'm just like, this will last me all day. I knew it. 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 How is this gonna end? Because I'm pretty sure this is not a standalone. I think this is a series, yeah. Sorrow Song University Book 1. How's it gonna end? Less than 20 pages. Okay, this I did not see coming. What? Hang on. Huh? I was not expecting that. Book number 3 read. 4. Book number 4 read. 3.5. But the 4th book we've picked up. Super interesting, super genre blending. If you like dark academia, murder mystery, gothic vibes, but also dark romance, yeah. This is really fun. Different to anything else I've read, but because it's like genre blending, it's like a combination of some of my other favorite types of reads all put together. I also had no idea how it was going to be a series or how we're going to continue, because I felt like at one point that we had wrapped up a standalone, and then I got to the end and I was like, oh, okay, super interesting, very haunting. Murder, mystery, revenge, welcome to Sorrow Song University. Yeah, it's good. It's good. 4 stars, yeah. I love the cover though. I love the design, I love the vibes. I love that I have assigned, try that again. I love that I have a signed copy. This is going to be a prized possession on my shelf now. I need to find a home for it, but wow. Wow, really good. I love fun reads that are different. I love when authors do whatever they want. They're like, this story doesn't exist, so I'm gonna go and write it myself. Our next book, we've got 10 hours. We're gonna read 2 more books. We have time for that. We're gonna read the Jad Air. I really want to read City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare, and I genuinely think that we'll have time to read both of these 2 and maybe start another one. So I want to save this one for the last book that we pick up, because if we have time to continue reading, then I can pick up the next book in the series and read them back to back, because I'm trying to read the first 3 books in the Mortal Instruments series, then read the Infernal Devices trilogy, then go back to the last 3 books in the Mortal Instruments. Every time I talk about the Mortal Instruments, everyone asks if I'm reading it in that order. I am, I promise. So reading book 2 to be able to then read book 3 and be up to, you know, not up to date, but like completed a part of series that I'm in the middle of reading it will feel really good and productive. And book 2 for this is coming out, if it's not already out yet. It's out very soon. And this is a fantasy forward fantasy romance in it. In Waterstones, my local Waterstones, it was sold under the Romantasy section. I'm pretty sure it was nominated for a Romantasy Goodreads award last year or the year before when it came out, but I know it's more of a fantasy. I'm super excited to read this. This is one of my favorite types of fantasy reads. Heard nothing but great things about this. And everyone keeps telling me to read it because they think I'll like it. I'm sure I'll like it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna read it and be like, of course you guys are telling me to read it. It's so me. But I got this book on my birthday back in September last year. 10 months has taken me to pick it up. That's a little bit embarrassing. Making our way through our physical TBR, guys. I'm really proud of myself for that, because being a mood reader, sticking to a TBR is very difficult to do it sometimes, but there's just, like I keep saying, so many books I want to read, so I'm excited to read them all. It's just finding the time to do it, which is why I love doing these readathons, because it's a weekend of me just to, you know, read and catch up on books that I really wanted to pick up but haven't been able to make the time for and sit down. Also, this was a really good book. I'm rating it 4 stars, and I'm glad that I rated The Bridge Kingdom 3 and 3.5 stars, because this was holding my attention so much more and I didn't even think about picking up my phone. That's an extra star for me. Really enjoyed it. This, I'm hoping it does the same. I know fantasy forward books can take a little bit to get into with the world building. This is the biggest book that we have in this reading vlog to read so far. It is, I'm trying not to look at spoilers, 480 pages. Let's begin. We're around 100 pages in, so only just still kind of getting the introduction to the story, but I'm very intrigued. I like both of our characters and I have no idea where the storyline is going to go, but I know I'm going to enjoy what we're in store for. I love the way that this is written, and I'm also already so invested in the characters and finding out more about them. So having a really fun time with this one. We've got 7 hours left on the timer. I am halfway through this book. I'm actually over halfway through, but I'm going to switch to the audiobook for a bit because I need to do some errands. I need to prep some food, some dinner. So we're going to switch over because I see that it's available on Spotify, and I have hours that I haven't used this month on my Spotify yet. So I think we'll listen to the audiobook for at least an hour, and then we'll finish off the rest by reading, because obviously for me, reading the book physically is a lot faster than listening to the audio. But to prevent pausing the timer and only physically reading when I have to shower, make food, cook, walk Cooper, do laundry, things where I can't be reading, just being able to switch over to the audiobook for 20 minutes, 30 minutes at a time really does help, even if it does slow down the overall time that it takes to read a book. But the goal for this is not to finish a book as fast as possible. It's just to have uninterrupted reading time over a 24-hour period and see how many books on my TBR we can get through. So I'm gonna do that. Also, I think the audiobook will help with my pronunciation because I'm adamant that I'm butchering things. I butcher so many different books, like Metal Singer. It's not Acker, it's Acre, and it's, I kept saying Alaha, but it's Alaha. I'm just consistently pronouncing things wrong. So I'm gonna put the headphones on. I'm also interested to see what the audiobook adds, because sometimes an audiobook could add to the story, it can take away. So we'll see how that goes. But so far, I'm really enjoying this. we finished the book. It was very, very entertaining. There was so much world building and information and trials and a very rich world. I can imagine everything like a movie, and we do get a lot of details, a lot of characters. We travel around the map, and there is a good map at the front of it. We really do make our way through. Very immersive. Love the yearning. I will enjoy reading the next book once it's out. Is it out yet? I don't know. Soon, if it's not already. But yeah, this was fun. I am interested with the way that it ended and the story and what's to come, because I think what it's trying to give us the impression of is not actually as it seems. My brain's doing that mushy thing now because we're getting close to finishing. I think we're gonna pick up our final book now. I think this will take us right up until the timer or around it. So we have City of Ashes, and I'm very excited to jump back into the world of the Mortal Instruments Shadow Hunters. I had so much fun when I read book one, because I read book one I think in my last 24-hour readathon. Is that right? So very excited to jump back into this. I think I might start the audiobook so I can have a shower and get comfy into some pajamas, and then we'll probably do the majority of the reading for this one in bed because it's getting late now. But yeah, super excited to read this. I did buy the box sets for this book and the Infernal Devices, and because they were on sale, even though I already had a copy of book one, and it was on sale like 40% off, so I got it. But it's like a shiny cover. I prefer the quality of the matte one that I got in Waterstones rather than this box set. It feels a bit cheaper, but it's gonna do the job. And I know the pages for this one, like the page numbers are on the top of the page, whereas the other copy I had, they were on the bottom. But at least I'll have a matching set, and it was on sale. Who doesn't love a book or a box set that's on sale? Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. That's all I can say. My brain is mush. We're getting tired. It's gonna be a late night, but we've had some really good reads in this video. So I'm 3 chapters in so far, and I've just listened to that in audio, and I'm enjoying how we're getting to hear more of the other characters and get their sort of backstories and insight into their thoughts on things. Because obviously in the first book we're pretty much just solely following our main female character Clary, and we're still following Clary, but we're also getting the other characters as the story develops and as the story expands. We're getting more context, which is nice because it makes the story feel a bit bigger. But also the way that the first book ends, we pick straight back up in book 2, but it's also funny because I know what happens and I know kind of like the plot twists, but I don't know how long like the storyline needs to go for, or I don't know when things change or when like different plot points come in. So I'm very intrigued to see how the story unfolds, because you can still know like a spoiler, but you don't know how it happens, if that makes sense. So even though I'm like preparing myself, or in my head I'm like, I know where we're going with this, I don't know exactly how we're gonna end up there. So it's fun to read. But yeah, because I just really enjoy the pacing of these books. I enjoy how fast it is in the story and how we keep moving along. We're not sort of stuck in one scene for too long or with one specific character or in dialogue. Like the story itself moves quite quickly, and it's fun to be just transported back to book 1. Like as soon as I started this, I was like, oh yeah, I like this. I'm just gonna be sat in bed reading until we finish now. I'm gonna put my headphones on again. Let's dive back into the book. We've got a quote that I'm about to read out. You think she'll be able to talk sense into him, his sister. If he listens to anyone, it would be her. That's sweet that he loves his sister like that. Yeah, it's precious. Cassandra Clare was so sick and twisted for that. It's so good. Hello everyone, so the 24 read the 24-hour readathon is done. We did in fact finish City of Ashes book 2. Loved it. We had 40 something minutes left on the timer, I think, and we did start the first 50 pages of City of Glass, which was super exciting. This is a bigger book, so I'm going to enjoy reading this one and then the Infernal Devices after, but this was really good. I had so much fun with it. I couldn't stop giggling at some of the side characters. I love how we got more of the characters. Basically everything that I was saying before still applies. I think I preferred book 1 just like a little bit more to this one, so 3.75, but so far it's a 4-star series for me. I think it's so of its time, so 2010s, but I can see how we're setting up for an entire universe with multiple different series and how they're connected. It's just a really good YA, really good. Like I said, I liked getting more scenes of the other characters and seeing the story and the world really build out and start to develop, and also the ongoing plot thing that happens that if you've read the books, you know. If you haven't, I'm not even going to say because it's a huge spoiler, but I had it spoiled for me before I read the books because it's such a huge, I wouldn't say iconic, but just a thing that happened that everyone knows about. Honestly, so funny to read. If I was reading this not knowing how it resolves or what happens with it or the reality, I don't know if I would feel the same or be able to continue to read, but I'm just imagining being a teenager and reading that for the first time. I would be absolutely flabbergasted, like shocked. Having a lot of fun with it. They're just so easy to read. I'm also having fun with this so far, but again, because we're continuing books in a series, I have read a couple books in this vlog that were the second in a series, and it's harder to talk about them because obviously the plot is continuing on from book 1, so I can't say like too much, but I am enjoying reading this world and I cannot wait to continue reading and see what's to come next. And we did get so many books off my physical TBR. How many books do I still have to read on my physical TBR? I only have like 3 out of 12 books left to read this month, and we're halfway through the month, so we're doing pretty good. I'm feeling very on top of my TBR, and I think the way of me reading my TBR in the 24-hour readathon, reading physical books, is helping me get through my physical TBR, which every time I take some books off I seem to have more books adding on. Like the TBR I don't think will ever end, ever run out, but there are just so many good books that I want to read, and I love having an uninterrupted time to read them. So if you made it all the way to the end of this video, I hope you enjoyed. Comment below a heart emoji, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.